It wasn't just a gut feeling, your brain was right. The dude is literally biting your
The most painful prison deaths ever.
teeth. You get booked into prison and the air feels heavier the second that steel door slams shut behind you. The cuffs come off, but all eyes are still on you. You look right, only to see inmates sizing you up like wolves around a wounded deer.
Do y'all think y'all would actually survive in prison? For my build, I don't think I'd survive in prison. If I went to prison, the first thing I would do is like, I gotta bulk up and I gotta start doing push-ups and all of that. My build right now, if I'm in prison, bro, I'm fresh meat, bro. I can't do that.
The first week you're in there, you're purely fresh meat. From getting shoved in chow lines to getting tripped in the showers, you quickly find out that in prison, showing weakness is an invitation to getting beat up.
Diddy? I feel like I'd be afraid of a lot of people. Diddy is not one of the people I'd be afraid of. The place for you to be kneeling down, the worst place gotta be the shower. We all know what they say about people that drop the soap. I don't think you want to be in this position, bro.
So you stop. You start doing push-ups until your chest is on fire and burpees until your vision blurs. Anything heavy that you can get your hands on, you quickly start lifting.
Bro, am I the only one that feels like if I was locked up for a year, I feel like my body and my wisdom is gonna change for the better? Like, if all I gotta do is start reading books and just working out and doing push-ups, like, I'm gonna be jacked. Like, I wouldn't mind doing 1 year.
Usual, the fights keep on coming. But for once, you finally win. A few months later, people know your name. Inmates begin nodding at you in the yard. Gangs start sending some of their guys to your cell not to beat you up, but to rather invite you to their group. As usual, you stay solo, but the respect, that's yours now. You've earned it, and everybody recognizes it. It wasn't easy, but you've finally climbed the ranks of approval inside of the prison. One night, you come back to your cell, and you can't help but to feel that something's off.
What?
You look inside, only to find a scrawny newcomer sprawled out on the top of the...
Scrawny where? Bro, I'm looking at the shadow. That's not scrawny. Also, I'd be damned if I had to share bunk beds with somebody else. That's the problem, bro. You don't know who you're gonna be matched up with. Imagine you're a normal dude and then the person that you see yourself on the top bunk bed with is like someone who diddles with kids. I feel like I can't be in that room.
Bed. Your bed. You've been locked up long enough to know that what this man is doing is one of the biggest signs of disrespect in the prison. But the man seems ignorant to the culture. He's half asleep with his head on your pillow, like he owns the place.
Hey.
Oh, wait, this is you? Bro, if you turn like this, you shouldn't have no concern. I thought he was talking about this is us, and then this is the person that's getting us.
Cup.
Huh? Can't you see that I'm trying to catch some sleep?
Get the off my bed.
Man, it's too early for this. Just buzz off.
Everyone's watching. This is the biggest disrespect you've received in months, and you become enraged to a point where you finally decide enough's enough. You grab the scrawny man and rip him off your bunk bed, slamming him down to the floor in an instant. Without wasting a second, you begin swinging at him like it's no man's business.
Look, I understand, like, maybe hassling with someone that's being disrespectful, but if you're pounding them to that's a little absurd, bro. Like, I feel like the only way that I crash out this much is if I got life in prison and I just didn't care about having morals. I feel like even if you do this, bro, the punishment you're gonna receive, you're gonna be in solitary confinement. They're not even gonna let you see an ounce of air anymore.
Inmates rush out from their cells and form a crowd between the two of you, excited to see the fight take place. Your fists connect over and over, and cheers erupt around you from all types of prisoners. You lock him in a tight headlock, with your muscles bulging. He's flailing aimlessly, with snot and tears dripping from his eyes and nose. Gang leaders begin placing bets on who'll win the fight for fun, but it's obvious.
I mean, if the dude is crying from you pounding him, pause, then I'm pretty sure that shows you who wins. I don't think you need to do anything else.
Yes, you're winning easily. And then, it happens. A pain so sharp and blinding that it doesn't feel real. You really don't want to look, but you look anyways in pure disbelief. It wasn't just a gut feeling, your brain was right. The dude is literally biting your
I don't even want to imagine this, bro. Because I know the feeling of a soccer ball just hitting your ball sack. I'm thinking if someone is... someone is biting with all their power, biting your balls. Do not tell me that's how he's gonna lose. Oh my goodness, bro. Even thinking about that, it just makes me physically cringe. Oh my goodness, bro.
Scream like a banshee. It's a sound you can't even recognize coming from yourself. But right now...
What do you even do in that situation, bro? No, you gotta like give him the craziest sock you ever got. You gotta do something because if someone is biting you, it's hard to get their mouth away from you.
You don't care. You begin to claw, punch, and bash on him. Unfortunately, however, you only find that the more you hit him, the harder the bite becomes. When you start to feel tissue rip, your punches turn into desperate pleas for him to stop. He doesn't listen. The crowd isn't cheering anymore, and even the veteran.
I love this animation. Yo, bro, you doing a little too much, bro. Like, you eating mad balls right now. Let's calm down. Literally.
Look sick. You begin begging for the guards to intervene.
Honestly, bro, my next girl, you gotta be this freaked out. If you not gonna eat the balls, don't even talk. I'm trolling. I don't even know how you can even think about this. Genuinely speaking, I feel like if I'm in this position where like I'm getting pounded by another big dude, obviously I mean fighting, pause. My immediate thought is not gonna be, I gotta bite his nutsack. Yo, this sounds so crazy without context. Wow.
By the time they rush in and rip him off you, it's too late. You're found convulsing on the floor, unresponsive, with life-threatening injuries. Medical staff does their absolute best to save you, but you're broken in a way that can't be undone. This incident took place in Ghana during 2020.
Bro, to think that you could actually lose your life because of your debt is crazy. Your balls could make you lose your life.
21. Both individuals got into an altercation that led to this shamelessly terrifying fight. The suspect that committed the crime was taken to court again, where he'd received judgment for his attack. Always remember to protect your jewels. The freezer incident.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wears testicle guards to make sure that they're good. I don't think people wear any protection for your meat thinking another person could bite my meat today.
On January 12th, a 33-year-old man would be taken to the Walker County Jail, confused, malnourished, and sick. His cousin had called for help, hoping that the police would bring an ambulance and give him medical assistance. However, the sheriff's deputies arrived to the scene first, and they reported that the man brandished a weapon and let off a round towards the officers before running into a forest. When they finally apprehended him, he was seen to be malnourished and in a state of total delirium, with his only comments being incoherent babbles about portals in hell. Instead of taking the man to the hospital, the officers would lock him in a cold booking cell and remove his clothes for whatever reason.
Oh, nah, bruh. Freeze to death or drown to death, if you had to choose one. I feel like drown. Drip or drown? Hey!
From the moment the door clanged shut, the cold began eating at him. It seeped into his bones, turned his skin to goose flesh, and made his teeth chatter until his jaw...
Hold on, okay, let me ask Google. What is more painful, freeze or drowning? Drowning sucks, but at least it's over fairly quickly. Hypothermia is a very peaceful way to go.
Ached. Each breath fogged in the air like it was Christmas night, and the man began shivering so violently that it hurt. An officer would state that this treatment was fitting, since the man fired a weapon at the officers. Some other jailers even said that the cops should have just fired at him, instead of bringing him back to the jail alive. Days passed without food, warmth, or medical treatment for his mental...
See, you can't do that. And at the very least, at least have like some sort of like security camera on him. I don't even think he went to court yet. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's most likely gonna be guilty, but I feel like now y'all should be charged with murder.
...state, until one day he was finally taken out of the cell. However, it would be for anything but a good reason. Despite being in a freezing cold cell with temperatures that dropped below 30 degrees for nearly a week, officers still thought that these conditions were too comfortable for him. To the man's complete horror, they wanted to lock him in the jail's kitchen freezer. They would...
So my man's is already shivering from a regular cell, and y'all think to yourselves, we're not punishing him enough. Y'all not even feeding him, mind you that. It's one thing to keep him in this cold ass bunker, and you're thinking to yourself, we're gonna keep him right where we put the meats.
Rip him out of his cell and tase him so violently that he'd lose his dentures in the process. With his wrists and ankles shackled, they would throw the man in a metal restraint chair, tie him down, and leave him in the freezer. The air inside was biting. Any ounce of heat his body may have maintained.
And he can't even cover or scrunch up to try to make himself a bit more warm. He just gotta endure it.
Before was sapped instantly. His body burned with fever, then chilled again, as if it couldn't decide whether to fight or surrender. The hum of the refrigeration unit filled the silence. His fingers stiffened, his lips turned blue.
I feel like, bro, going inside of a freezer and seeing a dead man in there gotta be so eerie to see. I don't know who was responsible for figuring this out, but I just know they probably looked dumbfounded when they seen his lifeless body. Any of y'all ever see like people going to the mountains and then they come back and then their fingers turn purple? Like that is one of my biggest fears, that I'll have frostbite so bad that my fingers gotta be removed. Ugh, oh my goodness, bro.
And froze with every second in that chair, feeling like hours. When they moved him back to the holding cell, the floor was littered with trash. He lay there motionless, ribs showing, breath shallow. A nurse appeared briefly, stood at the doorway, then turned off the light and left him in darkness.
You're a nurse. Like, you're not even a part of anything that went on with the police investigation. At the very least, you should be kind enough to realize like, oh, this man needs help. Her ass gotta get arrested too, or disbarred. All of them gotta get their licenses revoked.
Guards passed his cell, some stopping to look, others just walking by. Not one brought him clothes. After enduring 2 weeks of pure horror, the officers took him to a hospital. A human's normal body temp is supposed to be about 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. But when they brought him in, he was only breathing 2 breaths per minute with a pulse that was nearly non-existent, and his body temperature shockingly read 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Doctors tried to warm him up and did their absolute best to push his body back from the edge, but, sadly enough, it was too late. In the official report, officers would lie and say that he was completely fine when he left the jail.
Oh, apparently he became, I don't know, he became Ymir. Like his ass just had the ability to just make himself cold. He just out of nowhere just became Iceman.
That hypothermia is what caused this outcome. But in truth, they froze him alive. Thankfully, 10 jail staff members would all be tried and charged in relation to this incident.
Good, take their ass to jail. Matter of fact, put them in a freezer as well.
Let situations like these encourage you to know the law and your rights as a civilian well. And also, let it serve as a reminder for people—
What could he have done? Technically speaking, I know everyone like says know your rights, but if someone wants to put you in a freezer, what are you gonna say? Oh, technically by law, you can't do that. And they'll be like, man, shut your ass up, nigga, get in here. So it's like there's not much you could really do.
like you and I, to refuse to look the other way whenever those in power treat humans with cruelty. Napalm. First, you do enough favors from other prisoners—
I don't care what anyone says, the first way of dying should have been here. This should have been nightmare fuel. I'm sorry, I'd much rather freeze to death than get my balls chewed.
for them to buy you some peanut butter from the commissary. First, you do enough favors from other prisoners for them to buy you some
Okay, yeah, this man knows ball. You see, there's a reason why I knew I rocked with this man. He actually commented on the last video of me and Halal. Shout out to him.
peanut butter from the commissary. Then you eat up the peanut butter and lick the jar clean and keep it concealed. After that, you steal some sugar from the jail's kitchen and strong cleaning materials like bleach or ammonia. Once you've got all your materials, head back to the kitchen and
What do y'all think about Astroworld? No, this is a good album. This is a good album. I rock with Astroworld.
bribe the prisoner working kitchen duty to have access to stove and pots inside. Then, quickly cook yourself some boiling hot water and slowly pour it into your peanut butter jar so that it doesn't melt and warp the container.
Okay,
Finally,
what are you gonna do with
sneak
that?
the boiling hot water back to your cell and mix the rest of your ingredients inside of it.
What do y'all think he's trying to make? This is like a Glock Doogie? Poison? Alcohol? What are you making? Acid? If you really wanted to get someone cooked, isn't it not enough to just put bleach on their face? Why do you gotta go through all of this?
And when you see your enemy sitting down to eat his lunch, attack. This concoction is called prison napalm, and it's one of the most dangerous yet common weapons used within US prisons. This horrific mixture splashes
Wait, I can make acid if I wanted to? Like, I could go outside right now, go to a local Walmart, and make acid if I wanted to. Why is it that accessible?
onto you and sticks to you while burning the living hell out of your body. It's difficult to get off, and it keeps on burning you long after the attack is over because of its stickiness. Hence why it's called prison napalm.
Wait, so is that what the peanut butter does? Okay, I was like, why are they putting it in the peanut butter canister? But that makes sense because they want that stickiness so that it could actually stay there. That's evil, bro.
In August 2013, a 24-year-old man would be sentenced to 20 years of prison for mistakenly targeting an innocent young girl in an act of violence that would tragically be the cause of her passing.
R.I.P.
With the community absolutely enraged about this, people outside of the prison would put a $13,000 bounty on his head for the prisoners to deal away with him.
13,000? Damn, bro. Okay, how would you even deliver that money? And let's be real, bro. I feel like with prison bounties, they're kind of to some degree useless because with that much money, what are you gonna do? Oh, you're gonna afford honey buns for the next couple of years? You're gonna get more calls? At the end of the day, if we're gonna serve time in prison, you're gonna serve time in prison.
After a series of unsuccessful attacks, the man would be placed in a protection cell with 2 other inmates. But horrifically enough, at around 11 p.m., the man would prepare to go to bed when one of the inmates in the cell quickly pinned him down to the floor, while the other magically revealed a steaming hot concoction of, yep, you guessed it, prison napalm. What makes this case terrifying is that the men didn't just throw and splash the napalm on him, like how it's normally supposed to be used.
They waterboarded him? No! You see, bro, this is why I tell people, bro, you just gotta be a good person. Just be a good person, bro. Have a happy life. Treat people good. Pursue your passion, because this route is terrible.
They began slowly pouring the boiling hot liquid down his throat, causing severe
I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt and thinking that they put it on top of a towel. They made him drink it. They made him drink acid.
injury to the man's internals. Afterwards, they poured the rest of it on his face, eyes, lips, and ears. Officers would quickly intervene, but upon glimpse of the man, they would report that he bared a horrifyingly similar resemblance to a real-life zombie.
I'm pretty sure when they gave y'all the bread, all they asked was for y'all to end him. Y'all made him disappear. Y'all didn't even want his face to be identifiable afterwards. That's crazy.
So, with that being said, stay in school, follow your passions, and please, for the love of all that's good, don't end up in jail.
Yo, this man is a great YouTuber. Shout out to Talking Hat, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. You're probably my favorite drawing channel right now. No bullshit. Anyways, YouTube, those are the most painful prison deaths. Let me know if y'all know of any other more painful prison deaths. Are y'all gonna go to prison after seeing this? Maybe I am. Who knows? Make sure you guys subscribe. Join us on the gaming channel. Catch us on Twitch. Road to 1 million subs. All that good stuff. Boxer for life. Love y'all. And peace.